Some bargains are not contracts. They are open mouths. Some rooms are not shelters. They are digestive tracts waiting for the next meal. And some transfers are not of deed or title, but of a soul's signature written in old blood. This is the testament of a man who traded his name for a roof. Family, this is the Dread Codex. Listen. My name is Logan Carter. I do not recognize the man in the mirror. His eyes are always hungry. I haven't slept in the dark since 2016. Let me tell you why. Autumn 2016. The kind of desperate that makes your bones feel hollow. A dead town in West Virginia, a family budget held together by prayer and frayed string. No college, no future, just the need for money that didn't come from an overturned collection plate. I heard of a job, a pharmaceutical plant north, along the Ohio River in Ravenswood. A friend, Josh, offered a couch. His apartment complex was called River's Rest. It smelled of river mud and forgotten laundry with an undertone of something sweet, cloying, like funeral lilies in a locked car. Josh got me the interview. The foreman, a man named Briggs, had the eyes of someone who'd signed too many paychecks for people who didn't last. "We've got shared housing," he said, not looking up from my application. "You'll be with another new hire. Ethan Shaw. Quiet man. It'll do, Unit 13. The number plate was gone, leaving only 2 rusted screws like missing teeth. Ethan was already inside. His handshake was soft, cool. His smile was a polite muscle spasm. "The walls are thin," he said, his voice a library whisper. "You'll hear the river. It speaks at night." He showed me the closet we would share. He lingered at its door, his fingertips brushing the wood as if checking for a pulse. The first week, I wrote him off as devout and damaged. A worn Bible sat on his nightstand, spine uncracked. He didn't read it. At night, he'd sit on his bed, staring at the closet door, murmuring in a low, rhythmic tone. Not prayers. It was a dialogue. A give and take. Not yet, a little more. The blood is strong, then the sounds began. Not the river. From inside the wall behind my bed. A thick, wet schluck, like a heart being pulled from wet clay. It started at 2:17 a.m. Every night. It stopped the second I held my breath. Ethan unspooled. He'd be talking about the shift schedule, then freeze. His eyes would lock onto the empty corner of the kitchen, widening in a terror so pure it was almost religious. Then a blink. Gone. "Thought I heard something," he'd mumble. He ate meat. Only meat. Blood rare steak every single night, fried in a cast iron skillet so seasoned it was black as a hole. The smell would fill the apartment, seared fat, iron, a hint of decay. "It strengthens the blood," he'd say, juice running down his chin. I saw his bank statements once. Transfers from his family in Pennsylvania. Monthly. Like a feeding. One night I woke. He was at the foot of my bed. Motionless. Eyes open, reflecting the red digits of the clock, 2:17. His head tilted, mechanically, as if tuning into a frequency. Then he turned, walked back to his bed, and was instantly, loudly asleep. The next morning, he remembered nothing. But the bruises under his eyes were the color of spoiled meat. He started spending time in the closet, not storing things, just being in there. I'd hear rustling, the murmur of his one-sided conversations. When I finally asked Ethan what's in there, his reaction wasn't fear. It was violation. He backed away, hands up as if I'd profaned an altar. "Don't," he hissed, saliva stringing between his lips. "Never open it. The door is conditional." 2 days later, he was gone. One duffel bag. He left everything else, the clothes, the unread Bible, the black skillet. At the threshold, he looked back. Not at me. At the closet door. Then his eyes found mine. There was a terrible, glistening gratitude in them. "It likes the sound of your voice, Logan," he whispered. "It's learning the shape of your name in the dark." Then he was gone. I should have run. But the silence after he left, it was profound. Sweet. The apartment felt gratified. Sated. For 7 days, nothing happened. I was a fool. The craving hit first. A physical, gnawing need in the pit of my stomach. Not for food. For meat. Red, raw, bleeding. I bought a cheap cut, used Ethan's skillet. The first bite tasted of pennies and grave soil. I vomited. Then I finished the whole thing. The sleep paralysis began. I'd wake, frozen, the air so cold it burned my lungs. Figures stood around my bed. My dead grandfather. My Aunt May. They didn't look at me. They looked past me, toward the closet, their faces slack with a terrifying anticipation. And behind them, shrouded in deeper shadow, was a tall presence. Its only clear feature was a mouth, moving in a slow bovine chew. I slept with the lamp on. The light didn't keep it away. It just made the shadows from the closet door thicker, more substantive. And from behind the door, breathing. Wet, rhythmic, patient. I tried to pray. I opened my Bible. The words swam, bled, reconstituted. Your flesh is the key. Your hunger is the lock. I'd slam the book shut. Open it again. Just Psalms. But the paper felt greasy. Finally, on a night when the craving felt like a live rat in my stomach, I broke. I went to the closet. I opened the door. Empty. Except for a single object in the center of the floor, a rough hand-pinched clay bowl. Inside, a residue of black clotted matter. The smell hit me, rotten meat, sweet myrrh, and underneath, ozone like after a lightning strike. Drawn around it in a fine gray powder, a perfect circle. And within the circle, pressed into the carpet fibers as if by a great weight, were 2 words in a rusty, flaking brown. Logan Carter, not Ash. As I knelt, the metallic tang filled my nose. It was blood. Old, absorbed, signed. I stumbled back, packed in a blind panic. Called my mother, my words tripping over sobs. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. That night, as I waited for dawn, the closet door sighed open on its own. The bowl was gone. The tall presence stood within the frame, not quite filling it, stretching the shadows around it. It had no face, just the suggestion of one, like a face seen through frosted glass. The chewing sound was everywhere. Its voice was not a sound. It was a sensation in the inner ear, the pop of deep water pressure. You accepted the offering. You consumed within the circle. The lease bears your signature now. I screamed the 91st Psalm, the verses my grandmother swore were armor. The thing's head tilted. A low, gurgling ripple passed through it. Amusement. The last one prayed too. It vibrated into my skull. It fermented his devotion. Made the flavor complex. I ran. Left every possession. At the Greyhound station, shaking, I called Foreman Briggs to quit. Long silence. Then a weary sigh. Ethan Shaw. You're the third. The last one, Alex, he's in a ward in Wheeling. They have to strap him down at mealtimes. Says he's still starving, Riggs's voice dropped. We cleaned that unit after the first guy. Found the bowl. Called a pastor from an old tradition. He took one look and said it was a feeder, a hollow grace. A what? My voice was a child's. He said some hungers aren't biological. They're spiritual. This thing, it attaches to a lineage of need. It doesn't haunt places. It haunts circumstance. It finds someone desperate, gets them to share a space, then jumps the lease. It feeds on the transition. On the moment a man trades his peace for a roof, he paused. It's fed on your name, son. It knows the taste. It'll follow the flavor. I've been home for 5 years. I work. I go to church. I kneel. But every night, at 2:17 a.m., the air beside my bed grows thin and cold. The scent of seared fat and sacred resin ghosts the air. And a hollow, yawning need opens in my gut, a need for something that prayer cannot fill, only flavor. 3 days ago, a letter arrived. No stamp. No return address. The envelope was cold, slightly damp. Inside, a single line, in the precise small handwriting I'd seen on Ethan's work logs. Found a good man in Cincinnati. A devout man. Name's Ben. He prays before every meal. I can hear it licking its lips already. This is the story of the hollow grace. It is not a haunting. It is an inheritance of appetite. The most profound evil does not break your faith. It breeds with it. It turns your devotion into a stomach. It turns your salvation into a seasoning. So listen, family. Listen with the marrow in your bones. If you are offered a room that feels too empty, yet too full, if the silence has a digestion, if your dreams start setting a place for you at a table in the dark, run. Some hungers are ancestral. Some signatures, once scrawled in the ledger of the deep, are eternal. If you carry a story that feeds on you in the quiet hours, send it to contact.thedreadcodex@gmail.com. Your truth will become our testament. Your attention is the flame that keeps these shadows dancing. Until next time, may your table be full of light. May your prayers never become a menu. Good night.